So it's time to start this off. Basically, yesterday yesterday I was playing around in Build 42 and I was having trouble finding like the last carpentry book I needed. It was like Carpentry 2 or something. So I went in the sandbox options and I just cranked the books all the way up. Right? So I just went literature and I clicked abundant. And I went over to the Rosewood library. Yo, gamer, were you waiting for the first on YouTube? You monster. But anyway, I went to the Rosewood library. I had books set to abundant in Build 42. I was like, man, there's less books here on abundant than there are on normal apocalypse in Build 41. And I was just sitting here like, man, it can't be this bad, right? It can't actually be this bad. So I clicked advanced. And I noticed that abundant is actually not the maximum amount of books that can spawn. So I want to count how many books spawn at the actual max in Build 42 and then go back and look at Build 41. And in order to do this, I actually went full nerd, turbo nerd. And I've got a spreadsheet ready. Now, I do know there's a couple differences. So, for example, Build 42 just has 20 more skills. Apparently we're that bald dude. But, I don't know. It really felt like I clicked abundant and I ended up with 5 books. And I'm like, this never happened before. It's at the point where the way the books spawn makes it impossible to get them. Now, the good news is after I switched to the max amount, it actually looked kind of even. But the way the books spawn is still very RNG. So I feel like you could actually get screwed over. So I'm going to check it 5 times. I'm going to do the Rosewood School because that's where I always check for books, even in Build 41. And then I'm going to do Books Naked. And the reason I'm doing Books Naked is because they actually added way more bookshelves in it in Build 42. I think they added 6 bookshelves. Which, if those 6 bookshelves don't make it so that the Build 42 is better than Build 41, I don't know what to say. All right, so we got our first. This is what happens. Actually, this is actually pretty good for one of these shelves. Hold up, let's scoot this all over. Can I grab you? Yes. Oh, here. All right, there we go. Oh, we're gonna cheat too. This is full-blown debug mode. Let's go. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. This is what I'm worried it happens. 90% of the shelves are just paperbacks. Here we go. Oh man, it's not. Hold on. We gotta shrink this down a bit. Magazines. Okay, I'm gonna count magazines separately. Because there's actually just an insane amount of magazines in Build 42. You can't really compare those. Here it is. It almost seems like it's the same 2 bookshelves that spawn books in here as well, by the way. Yeah. It seems like it's always this one and this one. And then this one always spawns. Hold on. Is this different? Whoa, 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 whoa. Where's Loot Zed? Your go-to in 41 is the West Point Library. Well, I've always used the Rosewood Library to test. Okay, it's just pure coincidence that this shelf has spawned magazines like every time I've been to it. All right, where's the one full books? There we go. Actually, I could probably just grab all because it actually spawned books. But that appearance on Loot Zed is how you know. So the way books spawn is first it decides one of these spawn tables, whatever you want to call it. And then it spawns the random things. But if I find actual... Is it just library books? Yeah, it's just library books. Then it spawns, you know, some of these. So you have like a double layer of RNG. Does that book float in front of you? Nah, it's just... Everything kind of flows together at some point. Alright, so... Books all weigh 1.0. So I have 66 books in my inventory total, which I will write down. Where's the... Oh, there it is. And then there wasn't that many magazines, so I'll just count them normally. Yeah, there's just 6. There's no doubles on them. Yeah. Counting books today. Is having a loot chance with like 20 decimal places really necessary? Oh, it rounds up eventually too, which is the best part. So like there's really no reason to show us that in the first place. Six total magazines. Now I'm just gonna make this huge so that I can actually see how many books have spawned in each amount. Don't need no stinking clothes. Yeah, well, I have to count books and I don't want to count them manually, so... Oh, wait, because I counted the total amount of books, I don't actually have to count each individual stack, right? Because we'll know the total amount. So all I have to do, and here's how I'm going to do this. I wish it wouldn't do that. So as you can see, I have 4 unique agriculture books. So I'm just going to write down 4 in my actual spreadsheet. All right, so I have 4 unique agricultural books. I'll just put down 4. I have 4 animal care books. I'll put down 4. I'll make this 0 because I don't actually have any aiming books. Butchering, I have 2. Carpentry, I have 3. Cooking, I have... Oh, wait, that's not cooking. Or that's not carving. Cooking, I have 3. Electrical, I have 1. First aid, I have 4. And we'll just keep going down through like that. Why are we counting books? All right, so I explained this earlier, but I'll explain it again. Yesterday, I was playing around, like actually just messing around, and I couldn't find one of the carpentry books. I think it was Carpentry 2. So I changed my loot setting to abundant for the library books, right? The skill books. And I went over here to the Rosewood library and there just was barely any books here. And I know it's just RNG that I got the wrong amount of books, right? But even so, it just felt bad. So then I went in custom sandbox and I looked at abundant and I clicked advanced, and abundant is actually only 3 out of the 4 for the maximum multiplier. So the maximum multiplier for like item swans is 4 and abundant is only 3. So it wasn't even actually the max. And I was sitting here like, I wonder if on the max multiplier, you actually get more skill books in build 42 than you do in build 41 on the normal apocalypse setting. have no reloading. I have no tailoring. I have no trapping? Yeah. Oh, tracking. I have 1 trapping and 3 welding. All right, now let's go over to... Oh, that looks actually nice. I'm gonna make a thumbnail like that at some point. Now this test is the unfair test. All right, zombies, just go away. Is this Christmas music? Get out of here. Loot has felt bad in 42 since release. Well, a lot of it is like crafting loot, which means you're just gonna look over it and feel like it's nothing, right? When in reality, it's actually really good. You just have to craft it into something else. Does reloading even spawn in libraries? You've only found them in police lockers. I don't know. I could check real fast. I think it's library book. Is it crafts? Oh, it's not the crafting one. I mean, there's individual... spawns. Oh, this one is different. The library and the bookstore have different spawn tables. Would it be general reference? No, it's not. Hobbies? Oh no. Is that just like a weird shelf? It's not. There has to be one that's everything. Nonfiction? No. I've seen a stack of books in here that was like everything. Miscellaneous? No, it's all magazines. Yeah, I don't know. Loot table in this game gives you a headache. Do I count the number of books or the kind of books? I'm doing both. I'm counting the total number of skill books, the total number of magazines, and then I'm counting the unique skill books to not account for doubles. Because obviously, if you're playing the game and you get a bunch of doubles, you don't care. All right, I'm going to check for magazines first, because that should be less. Books can spawn in these little counters. I don't think they can spawn. Oh yeah, they can even spawn in the backpack. Didn't, but they can. There's a skill mag. It's already looking real bad for the amount of skill books in here. Maybe it'll save itself. There we go. So it can spawn a mass amount of skill books in like a single shelf. There's some tailoring books at the bottom of that one too. And then there's the fact that some of the skill mags aren't actually worth anything. Is it just the one that says books? I don't see that here. What am I checking? I'm gonna end up explaining this like 800 times. This doesn't take into account the supposed loot multiplier from zombie density. It does, because it's going to be the same every time. Or is the same as it can get. I got 10 mags. Skill. Wait, no, this isn't Rosewood School. It's books naked. Oh wait, did I do that on the top row? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Enter. Drag this across. Boom. Problem solved. How many mags did I have? 1, 2, 10 of them. All right, we can just throw all these on the floor. Thank you for the follow, robot. I don't remember this episode of Breaking Bad. Oh my gosh. I know there's tailoring books on the bottom of this one. There was a giant stack of books over here. You would think that with all these books, I'd actually end up with every single one I need, and yet I very clearly haven't. That's kind of crazy. The RPG mag is just stress release. What's up, Bedless Sleeper? It does something. It's called It's Cool. And I think I already checked this side. Yeah, okay, cool. Turn off this. I have 111 total books. So in having more bookshelves does in fact increase the amount of skill books you have. Who knew? All right, so I have 4 agriculture books. 2 animal care. I keep doing that instead of aiming. Aiming doesn't spawn, I'm pretty sure, unless you're in like a specific place. I might remove it from the setup because of that. 4, 2, 3, 2 cooking books, 3 electrical, 4 first aid. First aid did not update. Oh, there we go. It did. 3 fishing, 3 foraging, 4 glass making. Not that anyone cares. 2 napping, no long blade, 4 maintenance. 4 masonry, 4 mechanics, 4 metalworking, 3 tailoring, no pottery or reloading. Interesting. 4 trapping or tracking, 4 trapping, and all 5 welding books. Oh my. All right, and then we get to do it again. There's a lot of missing tier 5 books. I think initially for build 42, you were expected to get tier 5s from survivals. Don't forget duplicates. Okay, guys. So here's what I'm doing. All right, I'll explain it yet again, because more people are in. I'm doing 2 separate counts. All right, so we'll start at the top. I'm doing the total amount of books I have. That accounts for duplicates, right? And then I'm doing the amount of books, unique books I get per actual skill. Because it turns out when you have 7 tailoring ones, you actually only care about 1 of them. Do mechanic shops still spawn metalworking and mechanic books? I believe they do. Wasn't this a shop? This is the Rosewood Books Naked. I'm doing the So here's the Rosewood books naked on the thing, if that's what you're wondering. Right. So I got 68 total unique books and 111 counting duplicates. And then I'm gonna have the average. Yeah, you guys can see that. I'm gonna have the average for each one. I'm gonna do each one 5 times, and I'm gonna switch a build for you want to do it again. What about the post office in March Ridge? Let's go check that out before I respawn. First though. Oh. I try to jam them all in the backpack. Oh yeah, that could make for a really nice thumbnail. Let's see here. So the March Ridge post office, where are you? Isn't it this yellow building? No, it's the one next to it, I guess. If only there was light. Oh, look, a survivor group. Hold up. Do you have an ID card, sir? What's your name? Why did I do that? Auto dick. Oh, jeez. Getting trolled. So here's the problem. Ooh, the mailbag has a ton of books in it. Oh, maybe not. Hold up. Let's do... Oh, we can just category it. There we go. Oh, yeah, it had a bunch of magazines. It did have how to use generators for those looking for that. And that is technically herbalist as well. Yeah, the way things spawn as like parcels doesn't help much. Lots of magazines though. Did I ever turn on the light? Where is the light switch? There it is. Oh, you know what sucks? I wanted to record an army group. I don't know if this is an army group because they're not decked out. I feel like they're just surplus survivors. There's so many of them though. I wanted to record an army group event because I need it for a video. And then I just stumble upon these guys. Yeah, I would say this is not the greatest place to get books, but it does have a ton of magazines, which means I stopped by here on my one character and I didn't come in here and I missed out on a lot of recipes. But with the new research skill giving experience gain, you really don't want to read magazines that give you recipes if you're able to learn them some other way. Yeah, if you need how to use generators, just come in here and grab a parcel. I imagine the post office in... Where am I on the map? I'm in March Ridge, which is like south of Muldra and east of Rosewood. You could also go to the... I would assume the Riverside post office and get the same thing. Just remember, the amount of magazines spawning in this is the maximum amount of loot that can spawn. So these would have like 3 books in them. Or like 3 magazines in them normally. Right? You're seeing the maximum amount of loot. That's not a bookstore on the left of the post office in March Ridge. That's the community library. Oh, wait. That's Rosewood. Yeah. So this building is the community center in March Ridge. And it has one of the largest libraries pre... Louisville with the community college. So you have all this, and there's another set upstairs. And it used to be that I would go here and get every single book I needed every run, but it is time to make a new scene. Can I fix the scene? No, I refuse. No, I'll fix the scene. Rest reading YouTube chat, I abandon you. They didn't add a first craft bonus. My stream is very personal. For Twitch chat. I'm sorry. It's insane how the mags don't give you the XP. Maybe they will. I don't know. I was writing about it, but basically, with the new research craft mechanic, well, it's called reverse engineering, but you research crafting recipes, right? You don't. You don't want to read recipe books. You don't want to spawn with recipes learned or anything like that. Where do we find the sweet maintenance books? Mostly in libraries, I think. Not the bookstores. But the bookstore did have plenty, but I'm also on a really high spawn setting. Alright, Rosewood Library, round 2. Apparently I hit buttons a little too hard. Ditch the zombies. Ditch the clothing. Alright, that's a lot of mags. Let's grab all these. Oops, I'm not cheating yet. Alright, this one has the skill books this time. How did I click through that? Yeah, it seems like that spot really does like to spawn books. There's some more magazines. You believe this should be the standard spawn rate with the new books looting the pool? Have I checked? Plan to check a fabled mobile library truck. Not really. And yes, so I spawned it in to test it before, and it was fine. How much do these weigh? They weigh 0.5 each. So I have 17. Yeah. All right, well, we have 17 magazines. I'll throw that in the sheet. And now I get to go back for skill books, which I think I saw like 3 in the bottom of a stack, and then the rest was just in 2 shelves. You know what? I should categorize this so that the skill books are at the top. Is that everything skill book? Yes, it is. Now, this is actually important. This library isn't the only place you find skill books in this school. Right here. Category, skill books on top. Perfect. The generator mag is so silly you can fit the instructions on using generators on a post-it note. In this case, it's wiring the generator up to a place to make it have power. Really, they should actually add like junction boxes. I guess it'd take literally forever to add them on every single building. But they should add junction boxes and stuff where like you actually have to hook it up. I think that'd be cool. Can you test something after this round of books? There's a situation where you learned a recipe from a bucket with only tainted water inside. But only with tainted water inside. Okay, you got me. Bucket. Was it a metal bucket? You think? Yeah. So we have a forge bucket that requires 2 metalworking. Where's the pond? It's the same recipe. Realism. You can put generator info on a generator. There's usually instructions like on them, especially if they're big like military generators. You'd love it if they added barotrauma type wiring. Oh my god, that'd be insane. Yeah, no, they should definitely add conduit and pipes, like Rimworld style. I would love that. Okay, so books weigh 1 each. And I have 59 of them. So let's throw that into the spreadsheet. And then I'm just going to go through real fast and get this all done. Let's see. We have 2 ag books. We have no aiming books. And a spreadsheet, is it shift tab to go down 1 or enter to go down 1? Oh, it's enter to go down 1. Okay. 3 carpentry. 1 carving, 3 cooking, 2 electrical. 5 first aid. Hey, if you wanted to be a doctor. Mechanics. Oh, we don't have any masonry books. Zero reloading. 0 tailoring. This VOD will be really great to help me fall asleep later tonight. Okay, I'll talk a little quieter. No, I won't. People already complain about it on YouTube constantly. Snowplow with razor sharp edges. You want to mod your cars and turn them into zombie mulching monsters? I mean, there was a mod for that. All right, books naked round 2. Maybe they can make low-level books lighter, though. I don't know why the books are so heavy, actually. That was bothering me. It's the same with the VHS tapes. They weigh like half a pound. And the thing is, they're perfect rectangles, so you can't even use the encumbrance thing to explain it away. Like, they should weigh less encumbrance-wise, because they're perfect rectangles. There's cubes. Books are about a pound? Yeah, but it's a video game. That's my defense. All right, that was all the magazines. We have 12 of them. Only 1 duplicate, too. Mine, most of the magazines are worthless. Is this all? Okay, it's not all skill books. Anything funny in here? I was gonna say, didn't I find a lot of skill books? Maybe I didn't. There's usually that one shelf that's like a full set. Here it is. This is the full. Oh no, it's so limp. There's so few in it. Ooh, full tailoring set though. I would love that. All right, here we go. How many books do we have? 82. The variance is so extreme. I paused. Wait, does pausing matter? No, it doesn't. Cool. All right, we have 2 ag, Dreaming. I should have taken those out already. No first aid. I missed 2 first aid books? I missed a whole set of mechanics. Oh, I did miss 2 first aid books. There we go. Thank you guys. I'm just gonna recheck everything again. All right, so I missed some first aid books. 2, I had not gotten to mechanics yet. No pottery. No reloading like usual. All right, cool. We got that done. Just gonna make a pile on the ground because it's fun. Beautiful. First aid is so useless with NPCs, it would go hard though. It would almost need like a, well, actually, honestly, I don't even think RimWorld first aid is that interesting. There's no way a car tire weighs 25 pounds. Oh, a car tire could easily weigh 25 pounds. I don't know how many times you change a tire in your life, but dang. They're heavy. Especially if you're on like a bigger vehicle. Maybe you only drive smaller stuff. I don't know. You don't know any game with good first aid that is fun to interact. Oh, you meant the 25 pounds seemed too light? Maybe on like the Dart, if you had like the sports tire. The problem is you don't have like separate rims, right? So if you had like a super lightweight sports tire, then yeah, it could be pretty light. If you need mechanics for you to change tires, that means you're seating them yourself. I always thought about that, like, why aren't we required to have a tire spoon? All right, what do we got here? We got a full stack, not really. And I forget to hit the cheat every time. You wish the medical system was super realistic? Ooh. I don't know about super realistic. I definitely think it needs some more wound care. It needs like 2 tiers of wound care. You need the like the I don't care tier. I got 4 magazines. One of them happened to be the one you actually want though. But the other tier should like speed up healing and everything. And it should be very easy for someone else to take care of you if you're agreeing with them. And then if you're not, like, you should actually be able to reject other people touching you in multiplayer. Because right now, not gonna lie, you could just assassinate people in multiplayer with the first aid skill. Well, having higher skill is better to assassinate them, but you don't need any skill. You just need to like help the other person and take their bandage off their neck, right? Like, you just execute them if they're AFK or something. Making scratches and lacerations from zombie infection chance contingent on first aid would bump up it in usefulness. That would be kind of nice in a way. Hi, Matt Apocalypse. At high enough level, you should start healing faster and bandage. I feel like first aid should actually, like, you should, if you spawn as a doctor or a nurse, you should know like modern first aid, and then you can learn the more traditional first aid stuff instead. 67 bucks. The highest yet by 1. All 5 animal books. That's fun. You can assassinate anyone in Zombie because they hit Sun and crappy code. What are we testing today? So Matt, I was messing around with books basically yesterday, and I set my abundance to, I set the amount of books to spawn in 42 to abundant, and then I came over to the library and I'm like, wow, this has less books than like normal apocalypse setting build 41. So I looked at the advanced setting, and abundant isn't actually the max amount of books that can spawn. No napping book. Did I write glass making down? Okay, I did. So I am checking the max amount of books that can spawn. I'm gonna get an average of 5, and then I'm gonna go to build 41 and check basic apocalypse book spawns and see if there's actually less. Wondering if the generic books update clogged the loot table. It absolutely did. I'm actually seeing if it clogged the loot table so bad you literally can't get the same amount of books in build 42 because there's just not enough, right? So like if you max out the book spawns, do you get the same amount of books? Then we'll find out. It might take a little bit though. Oh man. Thing reloading, being in the middle, never actually spawning books. I think I'm gonna take reloading and aiming out. I didn't get any welding books this time. Do I think this skill vid should be capped at level 3 from a gameplay perspective? Running VHS tapes only for them to be useless feels kind of bad. It really depends on your play style. Because A, there's a lot of skill VHS tapes. And B, the only two that matter through like inaction is carpentry, or the only one that matters through inaction is carpentry, because you'll watch like the TV shows. Maybe cooking. Are there cooking VHS tapes? I can't remember. I've never even looked for them. Oh man, this, oh my god, it's stacked. That whole shelf with skill books. Oh my god, I'm just gonna grab that one and put it in one of these. I don't miss it. Revolting peasants. It's funny because it sounds like the peasants are the problem, but actually it teaches you how to make a garden fork. Picture books. That's my kind of book. Does anyone remember those like extremely detailed medieval drawings of a castle books? We say carpentry and fishing. Though you don't know how much the fishing skill matters now. Yeah, fishing skill doesn't matter that much unless it's winter once again. And even in winter, there's a way around it, but it's just funny. I haven't tested this that much, but if the temperature goes too low in winter, it like reduces your chance to catch fish, right? But the tile it checks is the tile you're standing on, not the one you're fishing on. So you can like build a fire next to yourself and raise the temperature. Yeah, it's mainly carpentry and cooking that gets capped. Exactly. Like maybe mechanics could get capped if you started as like the mechanic, right? I have 8 magazines. Can you still fish from a car? I could maybe check that later. I mean, it's not really that important, I guess. What did you say on YouTube to get your message deleted? Like, that's some skill. So you can make a fishing tent or a hut. Just send it by air, huh? Does the hut thing still work? Because you'd have to like have access to the outside, right? And that would mean you're outside and not inside a building. All right, everything is a skill book. Can you fish from a window? Yeah, like I don't remember being able to fish from a window, but maybe you could. I know you could fish from the second story, which is really nice. That makes you pretty much zombie safe, right? All right, second pass. Make sure I didn't forget anything this time, although I have chat to tell me. You saved all your sheep milk in an amphora? I forget how to say it or pronounce that. You have 150 liters. Yeah, mechanics can cap if you find the books with the VHS tapes. But that also just means there's no reason to spawn as a mechanic or with mechanic skill at all. If you're going to be able to watch a VHS tape, you can just do it. This game could use an ending like getting the county nuked in single player. I mean, the ending's you dying, right? All right, how many books do we got? Oops, wrong button. 101. see here. 3 electrical, 2 first aid, fishing. No masonry. I mean, eventually masonry is actually going to be a really useful skill, right? How many welding books we got? 4. Pretty useful now, to be honest. Does it make walls that block zombies? Because last time I checked, the walls just get destroyed in like 3 hits. This update seems specifically made for multiplayer, honestly. So yes, but also it's a setup update for NPCs, and you can kind of treat NPCs as if it was multiplayer as well, right? So really this update, it's weird to be testing this update without multiplayer, because the way you deal with things is like how it's never actually going to be in a couple years. If the game had an ending, there'd be no point at all to the new farming mechanics they added. You just grab a couple boxes of mac and cheese and hunker down for a month or 2. I mean, it depends on how long the ending takes, right? The real test is the NPC thing right now. Yeah, like the animals kind of being NPCs in a way. Are strong walls even that valuable? I mean, strong walls, not really. So like the log wall has 500 HP, so a zombie can be banging on it for a really long time, right? But if you build a... Here, I'll give myself 10 carpentry real fast. Do I have the building cheat on? Yes, I do. If you build a frame wall right now, like a wood frame one, it has like no HP. That, and then we just want the wall frame wherever it do be, which is never there for some reason. There we go. All right, if I click on this thing, if I could see it to click on it, Zomboid. I hate Zomboid sometimes. It has 50 HP. This is like less than a door, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. A door has 500 HP. All right, like how much HP does a window have? Can I check? No, I can't. Well, basically, it breaks instantly. So that wall's worthless, right? Now, the point of the brick walls, I thought, was that we would be able to make walls zombies can't destroy. I have 101 books. I already wrote that down, right? Did I finish? Four, 2, 4. Yeah, okay, I finished. How much HP does the metal wall have? I don't know, I didn't check. I bet that the first 2 weeks when they drop human NPCs, there'll be a mod with better AI. I mean, at that point, they're just building on top of the AI, right? Actually, you know what? I've been spawning in Muldra. I might as well always spawn in Muldra at this point. For the sake of consistency. Probably better to make a wall out of barricaded windows instead of just walls for the same skill. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, even Rick did that in his like 100 days of Horde Night Sprinters when he was doing the I Am Legend thing. Like, he just made walls out of windows and then put a metal sheet on both sides because that's like the best HP for a wall. Too bad we don't actually have like wandering hordes that come out at night. I think that's the thing they should be adding, is like the ability for, there's a car key in here. The ability for modders to like more directly access the zombie AI instead of making noises to move them around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. We got some skill books. I was getting worried. All right, that's just a full shelf and a not quite full shelf. Cool. We got 4 magazines. Which is looking pretty normal at this point. Was there any skill books over here other than the ones I just grabbed? Just the 2 shelves? Yeah. Empty. All right, everything is a actual book. Yes. 61. At least it's pretty consistent numbers wise so far. Truth is, it's not worth building walls because it's a magnet for Zeds. If you're running a generator, it's worth putting a generator somewhere to distract zombies. It's actually not worth building walls. It's weird. In the louder generator, the old one, is honestly the best one because it does exactly that as well. Uh-oh. I got off number somehow. Animal care 4, butchering 2. Carving. There was no carving. So cooking 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Zero, 0, 3. We actually have pottery. That's done. Cars are still the best defense. 3 first aid books at the same level. Yeah, that happens pretty often, honestly. You just get like 8 books at the same. That's why I was like, oh, I'll just count the total books. It won't take any time at all to do this. And then I'm like, wait, the total books doesn't actually give you a good answer. You make a wall of windows and park a car in front. Can the zombies even do anything? I think they can break the window, but then they can't get inside. So as long as you don't actually put windows in your wall of windows, you're fine. But if we're talking about things like that, you could just use like a staircase to block the entrance. And then the zombies can never do it because they're not smart enough to jump a gap, if you know what I mean. to like fall down off the stairs unless you're around. So easy peasy. All right, we ended up with 13 magazines. Let's do the weight math. Yep, 13 magazines. This is all books. I think we had a pretty good run for books this time. All right, 105. Not quite the highest amount, but pretty up there. We set player-made construction to max HP and sandbox, which helps a bit, but in build 41 you like the combo with barricades hurting zombies, so good to actually have working defenses. I gotta say that mod that makes the barricades hurt zombies is kind of nice. Do I have any idea how muscle strain affects gun accuracy? No, I don't. The devs showed off like a really highly detailed debug menu for guns, but we don't have access to it, so I don't know. I'm kind of put off of trying to bother with that yet. Also, the shotgun doesn't care about like accuracy as far as, well, now it does actually. Never mind. Yeah. Oops. All right. You're having difficulty finding tailoring 5. A great deal of difficulty. You just gotta keep hitting up places. Why is there a Scottish Trails book? The devs are funny. You still don't even know if you want human NPCs at this point. I honestly don't. Just because I'm worried it's gonna go 7 days to die. They're gonna add human NPCs, then they're going to make it so that pseudo questing is like the best way to get anything done. And then it's no longer going to be a survival sandbox. It's just going to be an RPG sandbox. And there's an amazing video. I think I still have it. I talked about it last time I streamed on Twitch too. There you go. I'll post it in both chats. So that's a video. It's like a 5-minute video about changing game genres mid-development. It's pretty funny. NPCs, I believe, should only exist in the form of bandits. And if they're gonna exist, I want my RimWorld. But I'd rather just play RimWorld for that, right? Because I mean, half the point of them existing is so that you don't have to learn every single skill, right? Some of the NPCs will just know the skills for you. You just convince them to make things for you. In your opinion, only having aggressive bandits is boring? There's going to be so much hate if a bandit shoots at you before you see the bandit. Like, permadeath game, you just get clapped. Like, everyone's just gonna go insane. We have 5 magazines so far. All right, we got 5 magazines and 68 books. All 5 ag books. Hey, first time that's happened. Carving gets me every time because I forget it's a skill. It's so pointless. Am I carrying everything? Where's my Moodle? I'm in debug mode. I'm not going to test the game in normal mode. Mid game and then late game you do so much damage that you just go back to a 1-weight weapon. It's just how it's set up right now. They haven't really rebound, so like they when they changed from weight to encumbrance, they didn't rebalance weapons around that. So the weight of the weapon still affects how much stamina you use per swing. And it's... a lot of weapons are heavier now, too. So that's not very great for combat. But I feel like a lot of the community just hates the fact that people were able to kill a lot of zombies. So... because the devs are just following them. There's like some serious toxic hatred on the subreddit. It's great. Like the most updated posts are just posts where people hate the veterans. Like, you're pathetic. It's like 3,000 upvotes. That's hilarious. Napping spotted? Yeah, it spawns in the bookstore, but not the school library. Is this 7 days to die? Yeah, it is. Drives me crazy. It's a zombie game. What am I supposed to do? What's up, local G? People hated that? I thought that was one of the most fun parts of the game. So, I'm gonna be calling people out. Yeah. No, I think the more casual players would see the veteran players saying things like, yo, killing zombies is easy. I have 15 books or magazines. They'd see the veteran player saying, oh yeah, killing zombies is easy. And then the casual player would look at how many zombies they killed and they'd kill like 20 and then die. So after years of that, where it's like literally to kill a zombie, you like hold left click and walk backwards, and they keep dying while attempting to do that, and seeing years of people telling them they're just literally terrible at the game because they kind of are. You know, it kind of boiled over, and then they made the game have more zombies and a little bit harder, and they're like, yeah, screw the veterans. Toxic. You can only kill 50 zombies a day too. And it's like, yeah, actually the veterans can do a lot more than that still, if they want to. But killing zombies per day isn't always the goal. It's just that previously there'd be like 20 zombies in the way of your goal, and it takes like 3 minutes to kill them all. So you would do it. And now there's like 300 zombies in front of your goal, and it takes like 5 minutes to lead them all away. So you do that instead. Hey, pallets. God, glad to see you're really far behind. I'd be bad at the game if you hadn't watched all y'all for years. I'm on run 8 at 800, run 8ish at 800 kills. Previous best was 160. Remember chain stabbing 2D hordes? I didn't even know how it used to be. Yeah, like zombies used to just vault fences, right? Fence fighting wasn't a thing. And I would just sit there with a kitchen knife stabbing zombies up the jaw in like a group of 20 of them, and they couldn't even hit me. The combat doesn't click for some people. ISO view can be hard to learn. But that's the thing, like, you don't even have to look at what you're doing. You just have to be like, okay, there's no zombies behind me, and walk backwards swinging. Like, it's actually some of the easiest combat ever. 107 books. All right, in Google Sheets, how do you delete a row and have everything account for that? Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. I could just delete the row, right? It's not like group killing is impossible now. It's just so much more annoying. You just have to, like, the muscle strain sets in unless you build a character for combat on day one. And if you do that for combat on day 1, you're fine. If you don't, then you're gonna have to level up to like level 4 in your weapon skill. Which it takes time, yeah, but it's not hard, right? Like the limiting factor is the fact that you do 0 damage, not that it's hard to fight. Long blade 0, maintenance 4. I never found a single pottery book in the bookstore. 5 tailoring. All right, time to go to build 41. Properties, betas, none. Are you guys gonna see my little whatever screen while it's downloading? I guess I could just show the... There you guys go. We get to look at a spreadsheet. How's that sound? Oh, I'm too far over to the side. There we go. I don't really understand why pottery exists as a skill. Bricks, bowls, crucibles, that's all I got, honestly. Yep. Spreadsheet stream. I mean, this is actually a spreadsheet stream, by the way. Anyone just tuning in. I'm in a dark room now, so I can't see anything. Flashbang. Bricks are pottery, not masonry. I think you make the bricks out of clay, right? We're here for the raw data. Well, let's examine the data we got so far. First of all, the amount of books that spawn is pretty consistent in the Rosewood School. The amount of magazines that spawn, I mean, we had an outlier, but I'd still say it's really, really consistent. I think I found the generator magazine. I should have kept track of this. I think I found it 3 times out of 5 runs. And we have the average amount of skill books on the right for each skill. Oh, I need to delete this. Go away. And then reloading can also go away. Is that screwing up my... Yeah, that's just always going to screw up my average, isn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. I guess as long as the average is screwed up by the same amount every time, it doesn't really matter. You find herbalism? I haven't found it yet. It's called wilderness survival now. It teaches you actually a bunch of skills. Problem with zombie combat, if you specifically don't go debug and test stuff, you won't learn because one mistake is a run ender in 90% of cases. I mean, you could just play the that like defend the house challenge. All right, Zombo's 99% done. What's the best way to store liquids in 42? Full bottles, or is there some barrel or pot that can handle a lot more? The collection barrel or whatever can handle the most. But why are you storing liquids other than collecting rain? I mean, I guess you could put all the gas in a barrel and take the barrel to your house, right? Is there a single person alive that enjoys grinding electrical? I don't see the point of having a generator mag more rare. I think the generator mag's more common, actually. There's way more places where you can find it. The problem is, the game doesn't tell you that. You have to figure it out on your own. Alright, so that's that. And the amount of unique books was pretty steady, too, by the way. Like, for example, in maintenance, you're not likely to find all the books you need even at max amount in the Rosewood school library. But how about the bookstore? Once again, the amount of books is pretty steady. There was an accident, you know, an outlier. An average of 5 isn't really much. Magazines, same thing. And once again, the amount of books you are likely to get average, even from a bookstore with 111 books in it, or skill books specifically, is like 3. You're not likely to actually get every book you need, even at abundant, which is kind of terrible in a way. And the unique amount of books is like half the actual total amount, which is also pretty interesting. 0 Longblade, yep, 0 Longblade, 0 pottery in the bookstore, but you do get it in the library. I think it was almost the same. You get like 0 carving in the library almost, and plenty of it in the bookstore. Low-key, you kind of like the book scarcity changes since it was kind of too easy to get everything you'd need. So here's the question. Why is it too easy when you get the books? And the simple answer is the books are the carrot on the stick that make you travel the map. And now you have to be like, why are they a carrot? And the reason is they have insane experience multipliers on them. So you want them because otherwise you're wasting your time if you don't have them. Which means books are actually just OP. What about hardware stores? What do you get in a hardware store in Build 42 that you actually care about? A saw? That's about it, right? Books and magazines, a backpack. You can craft a backpack out of a sheet at any window. And the correct way to get backpacks in Build 41 is to drive around on streets, and in Build 42 it's once again to drive around on streets. So that's a weird thing. Perhaps the books are just too strong. They should be a nice bonus. I mean, like, the top tier book is a 1,600% experience multiplier that multiplies the amount you get from your skill level. So you just get absurd experience. Any other game, you get like a 10% experience bonus for finding something like that, right? I have to change my game settings to not 720p. Found skill books and magazines that taught forging and metalworking recipes in the hardware store. That's cool. I mean, recipes are entirely magazines, not skill books. Well, magazines are called skill books in the thing, but they're not actually books, right? They do two different things. But I'm still pointing out that the only thing you care about in the hardware store is skill books, which you can find better and faster in a library. No, I don't want a tutorial. Okay, so all I need is basic apocalypse. The character creator looks so much better in 42. I'm so glad they did that. Is Panic still based on Zoom? Panic's still based on your frame rate, yeah. Reminds you of 7 Days to Die when progression was tied to finding magazines. Isn't 7 Days to Die progression still tied to finding magazines and doing quests? to like find or to get higher tier loot. Have I checked the post office in Riverside? I've gone there in build 42, yes. I'm not sure what you want me to check about it. In build 42, it has like parcels and stuff. It basically, there's a lot less books in the post office in build 42. All right, so some changes are going to have to occur here. First of all, how much does a book weigh? They only weigh 0.8 now, so I'm going to need a calculator to calculate how many I'm carrying. Because I am not doing that mental math. Oh, shoot. I should have grabbed the magazines first. Hold up. Corner piece, please. All right, hold on. We gotta drop these books into another one. No skill books in my inventory. I weigh 2.2, which means I have 22 magazines. So I feel like you already know what's happening. Oh no. You get tons of recipe magazines? Yeah, there's a lot of recipe magazines in the parcels, but not as much as if you just had normal stuff in build 41. So even though, oh no, I have to show you guys this. Turn off God mode. Why would I turn off God mode? Well, like it's off right now because I counted the number of books I had. Yeah, I can turn it on and off with in. That's the keybind. And if you want to do that, you need to be in debug mode on your game first. All right, so let's show you this initial thing. So here's build 42, right? The school had a total of 66 books, and there was 44 unique books. Here's build 41. The school had a total of 86 books, and there's a total of 68 unique books. Mind, there's less skills in build 41. So by getting more unique books, it means there's just way less books in build 42. All right, let's go to the bookstore. Now, the bookstore here is not a one-to-one comparison because the bookstore was actually changed. I'm not even in No Club. There we go. See, the bookstore has less shelves in it. I don't know if anyone wants to count the difference in shelves, but I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, that whole back wall, and then one over here. Oops, I forgot to drop all the books. Do that real fast. Agricultural skill needs to be reworked to not exclusively gain XP from harvesting. I mean, the farming minigame didn't make it in, and I don't know if they're going to add it later or if they've given up. Because of the way they stated it, it felt like they gave up, but I don't see why they would. Like, other things still have to be added in too. Unless they decided the farming minigame doesn't deserve to exist, in which case, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we got 4 magazines. This is kind of expected. There's way less shelves here. Farming minigame. So in one of their dev blogs from, like, I don't know, more than a year ago at this point, they talk about farming and making it more interesting by, like, having you do more daily tasks, things like weeding weeds and treating for pests like slugs and beetles, and like keeping chickens or ducks around to cut down on the pests without needing a pesticide. What's the goal of this stream? I'm getting information. You think adding so many more unique books limited the loot tables too? I think so I'll pop on Loot Zed and show you how many things can actually spawn here. 2. They have books miscellaneous, which is the magazines, and you have actual skill books. That's what can spawn here. If you look at it in build 42, there's like 12 spawn tables, and most of them don't include actual skill books. That's how they cut down the amount of books that spawn. Farming IRL isn't a fun and interactive minigame, though, to be honest, but that's getting into the realism versus fun debate. Farming IRL, well, gardening IRL is therapeutic, basically, right? If you're capable, like, obviously, as you get older and your joints and stuff start hurting, You're not really into that anymore. Although I do see old people taking care of like roses and stuff. Carpentry, I got 4 unique books. I did not get, oh, I did get first aid. It's just not on the list. Because I did farming first. Let's see here. No foraging book? Oh, there is. All right. 3, 4. No, I got 4 mechanics books, not 5. All working is 3. Tailoring is 3. And trapping, I got 4. All right, so the bookstore definitely is going to end up being more because it has more shelves, right? There's that calculator. So 66.4 divided by 0.8 equals 83 books. Which is the lowest amount the bookstore had in 42. Gardening should give happiness? Yeah, it should. 120 days of weeding crops and fighting slugs seems like an actual nightmare. I mean, people seem to like it in Stardew Valley, so... Slaughter your crops every day. I will say, though, Zomboid does let you get away with, like, 3 days of not watering your crops, which is surprising. As far as its, like, hardcoreness goes, you would expect it to make you water them every day. Making the game more tedious isn't your idea of fun gameplay? Yeah. That's a problem, right? Like, what's fun and what's tedious? It's kind of hard. Because killing the zombies is fun, but if there's too many zombies, now it's tedious. You would love for the game to be as realistic as possible in a proper sim. You don't like the uncommitted selective realism they have going on? Yeah, the selectiveness is a little annoying. Watering every day would be annoying. To be fair, the watering every day is annoying in Zomboid because watering is like very player action intensive. And in reality, you should just be able to like put the watering can in your hand and hold down left click and just drag it over the plants, right? Or like go full Stardew Valley and your watering can waters like 6 plants in a circle around you. Is there a light switch in this room? Okay, it's behind the locker. There we go. There's a fine line of enjoyable TDS and annoying TDS. Yeah. There absolutely is. And that is a line that the developers have to find. And the only way they can really find it is if they listen to players. And the only way players can describe it is by saying bad or good. Because if players are like, oh, it's bad and I want XXX, unless every single player says the same thing, you can basically ignore the suggestion part and just be like, oh, this is bad. What do we think will make it feel good? I have 13 magazines. And I have not hit the cheats yet. You know what? I should probably just hit loot all on everything and then drop the books afterwards. And I probably should have used that one mod that lets you see in like multiple containers at a time to speed this up, but oh well. Some tedious tasks are enjoyable when that task is the goal, but if a tedious task keeps you from doing the thing you want to do, it feels exponentially more annoying. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? It's like, man, I want to practice my metalworking so I can make a sword. And then you realize, oh man, I need to go collect 40 clay. And the only way I can get 40 clay is through foraging, which is completely random, really. Right? Obviously, they've already fixed that, so that's not true anymore. But that's how it was. So what happened? I just never did blacksmithing. Because collecting 40 clay is just slow and tedious. All right, we have 76.8. Divided by 0.8 equals 96 skill books. How do the devs justify making the crops take longer to grow when literal trees grow in a couple months? Yeah, I feel like the trees need to get completely rebalanced. It should take longer to cut them down. They should give way more wood, and they should take an actually realistic amount of time to grow back. So you could just deforest an area and, well, bad luck, right? Clay should be in classrooms and stuff. It is actually. Well, I'm in Bill 41, so I can't show you. No, there's way more locations that clay spawns in now, right? So initial release, clay was really annoying to get. Now it's not actually that annoying to get anymore. So I'm probably going to do blacksmithing. But before, it was very annoying to get, so I just didn't. All right, where's the farming? I have 4 farming books. Uh, 3 electrical. Level 5 tailoring? Yeah, I do. They should also make car attachable plow trailers for easier farming. You should be able to like attach it to a cow or something, right? I have no inventory. I don't know if I'm in debug or god mode or not. We'll just see if the zombies attack me. Ah! Not the zombies. By the way, look at the size of my moodles in Bill 41. How do I get a moodle real fast? Oh, here, I could just cut myself. Oh, that's not a cut. That was a burn. There you go. The little tiny peas. They're literally the size of my cursor. Oh, jeez. That's funny. You always turn erosion up to the slowest setting for more realism. Bushes and plants grow way too fast. I mean, bushes and like weeds and that kind of stuff should grow really fast. Trees though. Trees should take a couple years. I mean, by the end of year 1, it could be like a thin 5-foot tall scraggly plant, right? But it shouldn't be stopping your car at the end of year 1. Slightly grayer rocks on the ground, and if you find a club hammer or a pickaxe, you can smash them to get flint. They're extremely abundant once you realize what they are. Just go around smashing rocks. You'll see them. All right. The egg noodle was the worst decision in the history of decisions. I mean, it was pretty funny though, right? It made no sense, but I really liked that he cracked under pressure joke. There we go. That's what club hammers are for? Yup. Well, they are now. They let you use like all the hammers before. 51. I had 64 skill books. Farming, I got all 5. Carpentry, 3. Cooking, 2. Electrical, 3. Foraging, 2. Mechanics, we got 4. Metalworking, we got 2. 4 tailoring, and 4 trapping. That's funny. Egg would have made more sense for stress, not health. I mean, they could have just left it alone. I wish there was a guide online to explain all the uses of the new tools. Are there any other interesting uses? So the scythe can permanently murder grass, I believe. I don't know if trees can grow on the scythe areas, though. You cut down like 6 trees in a row, they drop logs but no saplings. You want to cut down the smaller trees to get the saplings. Smaller trees are the really big ones that give 6 logs. Why would those give saplings? That doesn't even make sense. Use the required item search for tools to see if they do anything. What, for crafting? I can hear one random zombie. Get rid of that. I really don't think the egg was bad. I totally remember being a new player. I mean, this is build 41, so it's even worse. But they really need to fix the way you loot items. Four mechanics. Bro is still counting books. Yeah, doing things takes time. 4 metalworking, 4 tailoring, and 3 traps. Global inventory mod is even faster. You'd loot cycle through them on the side of the bookcase. The thing is, you have to either hold shift in like he'll be here or let go of shift and be here. And it's just, it's so tiny. Like my mouse is bigger than these icons. I don't want to do it. Did I grab everything on my, yes, that was round 3. Just throw everything on the ground. It doesn't actually do it for you, which is funny. Glad Build 42 does that. Well, I feel like it does do it for you sometimes when things are really heavy. Counting books on a book counting stream? Why would he ever do that? Yeah, no. It's weird. I mean, if you don't want to watch the stream, I'll probably end up making a video about it. Because right now, it seems like the maximum amount of books in Build 42 is just similar to the normal amount of books in Apocalypse Build 41. Which means, you know, the people who say, oh, just turn it up in the sandbox settings, like they're actually just straight up wrong on this one. The metalworking looks like a magazine to me. There we go. Oh, Herbalist magazine. We have 4 magazines. We're a Longblade in metalworking books. I'm in Build 41 right now, so you won't get them. But in Build 42, the metalworking is kind of everywhere in bookstores and libraries. Longblade does not appear to spawn in either one. So good luck on that. You gotta kill survivor zombies or go to like specific places, survivor houses, stuff like that. Aiming and reloading you can find at the police stations and all the various gun places around, which makes those pretty easy to get. Alright, did I check the counter? I did. Alright. I weigh 56. I have 70 skill books. And we have 4 farming books. 4 carpentry, 3 cooking, all 5 first aid. Oh, there's 1 electrical. I'm like, where's the electrical? Yeah, I have all 5 first aid. All 5 fishing. I have all 5 foraging. This is a really good run. 4 metalworking, 3 tailoring, and 3 trapping. And we're out of here. Kentucky needs more dojos. Yeah. The UI is like the biggest barrier to entry, and it makes a lot of new players quit. Yeah, the devs aren't very good at UI either, as far as I can tell. So I don't think it's ever going to be very friendly. Like, just the base ideas around UI seem to be out of whack. So they'll understand why they thought it was a good idea to turn off dismantling XP by default. So you go in multiplayer, right? You spawn in, and your house is empty. Everything's gone. That's why they turned it off. I've seen people say that, but multiplayer isn't even available for build 42, so I still don't understand why. Because this is build 42 and multiplayer will be available at some point. So why let people get used to it now and then take it away later when they could just make everyone just get used to it and rebalance the game around not being able to do that. The thing is, they haven't really rebalanced the game in a while, and they keep adding new things and changing things, but like not really rebalancing. I will say though, carpentry is very easy to level. So the complaint that, man, I hate it, I can't get carpentry XP, is just like the most weak complaint. And it shows you why every single multiplayer server was stripped bare anyway. Like, the funniest part is loot would respawn in multiplayer servers if it was set up right. So like, you come to this library, and if someone dropped all the books on the ground or stole all the books, the loot would eventually respawn. But what would normally happen is someone would get all the books, and then the next person would come in and dismantle every bookshelf, and now the books can't respawn either. What's a good way to train carpentry then? Build things. I know, such a hard concept. Cut trees down, cut planks, build things. So one of the faster ways, if you happen to find nails. Now, the good news is, you go to a hardware store, you can actually find like 1,000 nails in a carton, or is it 1,200 nails in a carton of 21 magazines, which is a lot, I think. Oh no, it's like the first round I had. But so wood frames give a ton of XP. So if you have some nails, you can just make wood frames. And the thing about wood frames is they're walls, right? So basically you're just building your own base to get carpentry XP, but you do need to get carpentry level 2 to start that. And I would honestly just recommend watching the TV shows to get that, but you might have to, you know, you get unlucky, you forget about doing it or whatever. You might have to read a book and then watch the VHS tapes instead. But honestly, the TV shows is just really easy. You'll get level 3 carpentry super easily, and then you can make walls. So you just build a garage for your car if you're in a house that doesn't have one or something like that, and you're doing something actually useful with your time and getting carpentry XP. You have to find an axe to do that. Make a crude stone axe that cuts down infinite trees. All you have to do is right click the tree, click cut down with the crude stone axe in your inventory, and that's it. Problem solved. If you don't have access to the VHS tapes shows, you can barricade for 10 XP each. Yeah, I mean, barricading is like the epitome of giving up. Although, if you're barricading your own base, it's not that bad. 76.3. $95. Wait, how do I have an uneven number of books? It's not 76.3, it's 73.6. All right, I have 92 books. Agriculture, we got 3. Carpentry 4. Cooking 4. Electricals 3. First aid 3. Fishing 4. Foraging 4. And mechanics 4, 4, 5, and 3. Oh, hey, it actually dumped books on the ground correctly. Do we know if every third melee hit is still louder than it used to be? I did not say every third melee hit is louder than it should be, or used to be. But yes, there are still loud melee hits. I guess the zombies could see me. Oh, let's see here. In build 42. And it's random, by the way. It has nothing to do with critting or like your character being stressed or anything like that. It's just random. The sound your character makes with their mouth doesn't actually make sound in game either. All right, that's every magazine. So we have 6 magazines. I grab books. $73.6 is divisible by 8 though. I wrote it wrong. I did 76.3. You wanted to confirm it's still an issue? I mean, it is what it is. It's not really an issue. I would recommend though just turning off the pinpoint hearing zombies. If you're hating the combat, especially if you hate the infinite stragglers, just turn off the pinpoint hearing zombies. You'll enjoy the game much more. Why are we counting books? He's stimming. Oh god. Have the devs confirmed that the crude axe is supposed to be able to cut trees like that? It's such a nice change compared to breaking after one tree. So they changed it so that axes lose sharpness before durability when cutting trees, but the crude stone axe doesn't have sharpness, so it can't lose the sharpness first. But every single other axe is really the same thing. If you keep sharpening it, you'll never actually lose it. 69.6. What's a nice number? $87 books. And we have all 5 farming books once upon a time. Carpentry also has all 5. Three fishing, 2 foraging, all 5 mechanics books. Yeah, that's right. Is there a reason I'm constantly having nightmares without any sleep or stress traits? It's really annoying. So off the top of my head, from what I remember reading in my Discord, the nightmare chance is 5%, and the more stressed out your character is, the higher it goes, all the way up to like 40% or something like that. So if you're stressed out, read a book or something and get rid of it, and then go to sleep. I mean, understand some weapons being loud, but something like a spear or knife should barely make a louder sound than a whisper. I believe the jaw stab with the knife doesn't make that loud noise. I think it has its own sound, which is quieter than a normal melee hit. But the problem is when you do normal hits with the knife, you do the normal sounds. So doesn't help that much. In zombies, they're never alone. That's the one thing. Like, I see people talking about like sneaking around, and it's like, bro, what are you sneaking up to? The zombies, there's always like 20 of the damn things. You can't sneak up to the zombies. You can sometimes, don't get me wrong, but like it's no guaranteed thing the way people talk about it. And especially the death zombies are tricking people because they're like, yeah, man, the zombie didn't hear me at all. But it's like, yeah, you could have also, instead of like crouch walking up to it, you could have ran at it full out. Like you could have sprinted at that zombie and it wouldn't turn around. Ooh, not items, cheats. Fast move, no clip, and timed action instant. Sneaking around cars actually helps. You don't have to sneak around the car though, you can just walk. Because the zombies can't see you through the car. They can hear your footsteps, but like that's when sneaking actually comes into play, right? But the trick is to just make the zombie start pathfinding around the car by like hiding behind it for a second and then just run away. And as long as you get into eyesight blocking cover before it finishes pathfinding, it won't find you. But there's another accountability there. They have like 14 seconds of wall hacks. So you have to make them pathfind a very long distance. Because otherwise they'll get to the end, they'll still have wall hack and they'll see you no matter where you are. Which is what has been catching people off guard so much. Because that's a lot longer. We got 14 magazines. It's a lot longer than it was in Build 41. Oh, forgot to go God mode. Zombies are growling in my ear. Muscle strain solved. Also, bedtime stories are meta now. Yeah, they actually are though. Oh, sleeping in poor quality beds in 42 is actually a disaster, by the way. So don't do that. Actually, remember that while I'm in build 41, I need to check the bed quality stuff, what it actually does. Because I know like average does 0%, and then poor quality, I think it was 15%. But I think in 42, it's now 30%, which is like terrible. Why is sleeping in poor quality bad? What did they do? So sleeping in a poor quality bed in build 41, when you wake up, it adds tiredness onto your character. And in build 42, I think it's way longer. Do we still know if the third melee hit is louder than it should be? Yeah, I did actually answer that. But it's random, it's not the third. It's completely random, and yes, it is loud. It is still loud. Let's see here. I have 86.4. 108 books. That is the highest I've had in the school so far. Let's see how that affects the amount of skill books I actually end up getting that are unique. I have this scrolled so I can't read. There we go. First aid, we got 4. That's not first aid, that's electrical. That should be 2. First aid, 4. Fishing is 2. I mean, the fact I have 9 foraging 1 books is a bad sign, right? Sleeping in cars considered poor. I think in build 42 they're considered poor. Yeah. The code for random loud hits. Code posted. Oh, the code posted in my Discord. If ran 7. Yeah, I think that's 1 and 8. I don't know. I'm dumb. This is why I just count things. How many books do I have? 85.6. $107 book of run. There's no way. Did I really just get a randomly really high number? Let's try that again. Yeah, 85.6. Okay. Definitely 5 isn't enough for an average. That's not ag. I do have 4 ag books though. 4 cooking, 4 electrical, 4 first aid, 5. Fishing is 4. Boarding is 5. Mechanics is 4. Metalwork 2. Tailoring is 4. And trapping is 3. And we're done. And you just zoom in on a naked dude. Hold up. There we go. Statistics says 100 is needed for a meaningful sample, but who's going to do that? So, I mean, you can think about it this way. Each bookcase is its own sample, right? So if I average out the numbers over every single bookcase I just checked, it's probably 100, right? Hopefully. Especially the build 42 numbers, because there's more bookcases. Does a cot with pillow equal a bed with no pillow? Yeah, I don't know. No, hold up. The head pillow didn't work at first, but it's supposed to add comfort some way. The pillow needs to be on... Oh, yeah. The pillow needs to be on the tile you click on to sleep on. Because, like, a 4-tile bed, the only tile it cares about is the one you click on to sleep on. 120% of statistics is made up on the spot. Yeah. Pretty much. All right. Do I have full screen capture? There we go. So, comparing the school to the school. The average unique books with max book spawns in build 42 is 44.4. The average unique books with normal apocalypse settings, which I don't know off the top of my head, in build 41 is 40.8. So in build 42, if you have the just adjust the sandbox settings, idiot moment, you can very easily point out that, yeah, it doesn't work. You cannot have the same experience in build 42 when it comes to books as you can in build 41. It's actually just not possible. Because if you think about it, there's also, I mean, you can see it in the spreadsheet. There's way more skills for books to spawn in build 42 than build 41. And it still just barely made it more. Like, the amount of unique books is just way higher. And you can also see it in the averages here, right? So, like, there's a lot of just 2s and 1s showing up here. And over here, you're averaging like 3 to 4 unique books per skill. So in build 41, you know, 2 libraries, you probably have every single book you need. In build 42, you're looking at 3 or 4 libraries to get every book you need on max amount of books that spawn. Now, Books Naked is interesting because Books Naked was actually edited, or it was changed in build 42, and it has way more bookshelves. And that does actually give you more books. But again, if you look at the average books per skill, it's not much better, or actually I think it's slightly worse compared to build 41. And then magazines wise, well, they added 1 trillion magazines and build 42, so that doesn't really work. You're just gonna take illiterate and call it a day? You can't though, because like, you read the 3rd skill book and you get 800% experience gain multiplier. You take illiterate, you never get that. The experience gain multipliers are insane, and the amount of XP you need per level is based on that. Like, yeah, you could craft the same thing 100 times, or you could craft it. What's 100 divided by 8? I don't even know off the top of my head. 12 times, right? Like, and it's the materials too, right? Every single material takes time to get. You have to chop down trees, you gotta get nails, you gotta get metal. And by reading a skill book, you reduce the amount of materials you need, which means you're significantly reducing the amount of time you need. Have fun grinding till the end of time? Yeah. Most of the skills don't need to be maxed. I said tier 3, I didn't say tier 5. The tier 3 skill book is level 5 and 6. Most skills run out of important things at level 6. Metalworking in build 42, like the blacksmithing stuff, that one I think goes to 8. Oh no. Zombies. They travel. But yeah, it's not that great. Hi YouTube. Hi YouTube, I'm gonna read your stuff. Don't worry. It's not possible to put a generator in a driver's seat and drive at the same time, which is an interesting mental image. Oh yeah, it's hilarious. Literate is genuinely the worst trait in the game. You're shooting yourself in both legs. Yeah, you kind of are. It's weird though, because it's not impossible. Especially in build 42. Why go through the effort of half this stuff when the stone axe is the best axe? That's a great question. It's almost like they need to rebalance weapons. So like there's less needles and a lot more straw now in the book haystack? Oh yeah. Can you read recipe magazines with illiterate? No. But you can use the ability to reverse engineer items to get recipes now. Which also means in multiplayer, someone else could feed you recipes if you really wanted by like crafting things and then giving it to you. Weapon balance is so wild. It's like you downloaded 99% of the weapon mods on the workshop. Oh yeah. Is the wood spade still good? Oh yeah, it's completely OP still. Let me do some sleep testing real fast. Oh, I'm just dying horribly. Can I undie horribly? No, I can't. I just walk out the window and instantly die. Alright, here's an average bed, right? Sleep quality, good. General debugger, make myself tired. So when I sleep in this, can't get back to sleep. Oh yeah, you have to like fast forward time a little bit. When I sleep in this, I should wake up with 0 fatigue. Let's just delete all the zombies nearby so I don't get eaten in my sleep, except you can't, but that's a different thing. I think there's too many paperbacks. Okay, so not 0 sleep, but near 0 sleep, right? 3% fatigue. Where do I go to find a cot? Oh wait, isn't there like a military thing around here? Where is it? Yeah. Oh, they don't have cots anyways. Moldra. This house. How can I be so unlucky? Classic zomboid right there. Can I don't have no clip on. Cheats. No clip. Turn everything on. Is there... Oh wait, the cots are in the beds over here, aren't they? Zombies, remove all. It's so dark. Me can't see. Oh, there we go. Oh, I almost killed myself doing that. That would be funny. Alright, so we're in a cot. It's average quality. We sleep. We should wake up with like 10% fatigue or something. Oops, all the alarms. What the military surplus store have a cot? I think it does have a cot. Yeah, so it's 9.5% fatigue on the average bed. And then a car. Our car is poor quality in build 41. I'll sleep in a poor quality chair. It's a plastic chair or something, right? There's a bunch of them over here. Gotta fast forward time for a while. And we go 3 in a row. I don't think the tents can have an alarm in them, but it'd be pretty funny. So I should gain fatigue. Yeah. So it went from my mouse up to 20%. So I've lost 1/3 of my day just by sleeping in a chair. All right, someone wanted me to test the car. And that's actually a really good point to see what they do in 41. God mode. I'm tired. That's locked. That's also locked. How unlucky can I be? There we go. Does it say? It doesn't say. Car was average in build 41. How do you enable the sound manager in debug mode? Okay, so you press F11. You see this break on error, you turn that off. Then you click options, you go down to sounds, and you turn on world sound render. And now whenever you're like walking and stuff, you'll see it pop up. And you can also see other items like that radio over there is occasionally making noise. Occasionally making noise. Yeah, somebody made a noise down there. But yeah, it's pretty annoying to see on your screen. Yeah, sleeping in a car can give you neck pain. Except neck pain doesn't matter. So, yeah. All right. I mean, the YouTube stream was about books, so I think I'll continue the testing on Twitch if anyone wants to watch that. But I'm gonna end the YouTube stream. And I will conveniently link the Twitch channel and YouTube chat. Actual shilling. There you go. If sleeping, I mean, I will eventually make a video about sleeping if it has interesting outcome. But